So you want to be a diagonal shooter.
I know. All right.
Thank you, sir. Hey, you want this? Absolutely not. Whoever told you that.
Normally I sit over there, but last game I sat here.
Disregard. Welcome to those of you watching at home to this GHSA Final Four matchup between the Cavalry Cavaliers out of Savannah, Georgia, and the Walker School Wolverines out of Marietta. We're here in Savannah, Georgia, where it is a crisp 72 degrees here. Finally feeling like fall, but inside of Tippett Gymnasium, temperature is set at 71. Presently, we are scheduled for a matchup that's going to start here in about 6 minutes. As the Cavaliers are warming up here and hitting lines. The storyline today's matchup, the Cavs trying to defend their 3-time state championship run. This their 5th consecutive trip to the Final Four. They haven't lost a set in this playoff series in 2018. They're coming in hot, winning 9 consecutive sets. They put out a pretty good Atlanta International team last weekend. Presently trying to win on a Tuesday afternoon into what's quickly becoming a packed house here. A lot of folks have made the trip up from Marietta. The Walker School has brought a pretty good contingency. The Walker School does have a outside hitter, number 13, who is leading the state presently in the 1A classification in kills. So we'll expect for them to set her often. I think her number is number 13. She will be the tone setter for the Wolverines. Cavs are senior laden. They have 6 seniors on this year's squad, led by the seniors Basha Perigine, the middle, and senior libero Madison Sprosty. Also, Caitlin Baker setting for the Cavs, number 19 is a senior. Charity Daniels, the other middle, also a senior. This is her first year on varsity. She has played well. From last matchup, Helen Chisholm probably played one of the best volleyball matches of her career. Also a senior, number 4 in purple for the Cavs. She is the younger sister of Claudia Chisholm, who went on to play collegiate volleyball out of Calvary. The Cavs have come in serving really well, hoping to continue that trend tonight, being very aggressive on the service line. They've also passed well as a team collectively. So we are scheduled to get rolling here with an invocation and an anthem in about 40 seconds. We do have a Savannah officiating crew. Looks like Lester is going to be our up ref, Lester Heyman. Going to have a group of Savannah line judges as well out of the Georgia High School Savannah Coastal Association. Lester has not been known to call many doubles, so you can expect this game to be loosely called from a setting standpoint. Capacity in this gym seats about 800 when it's full. Presently, only one side of the bleachers are pulled out. Looks like about 350 fans have trickled in. You can expect the Calvary football team to make their way in here in the next 20 to 25 minutes.
Today's semifinal contest of the Georgia High School Association Class A State Volleyball Tournament. Today's contest features the Walker School Lady Wolverines and the contest with the Georgia High School Association men. The Georgia High School Association and the schools that are members of that association have made a commitment to grow the sportsmanship at all Georgia High School Association events by students, athletes, coaches, and spectators with the following expectations: profanity, degrading remarks, intimidating actions from private officials or competitors will not be tolerated or grounds for removal from this event site. Secondly, Spectators are not allowed in the competition area during moments or while the contest is being conducted. We thank you for your cooperation and promotion of this worship at today's Georgia High School Association event. At this time, we invite you to please stand for the invocation to be followed by the playing of our national anthem. Let's pray together. Father, what an awesome, beautiful day that you created for us, Lord. We thank you, Lord, for the privilege you've enriched us with today as life. And Lord, we thank you for the lives of each lady that's on this court today, Lord, for the officials, for the coaches, for the spectators, Lord, who've come to support both teams. Father, we want to take a moment, Lord, to especially pray for Helen Rodriguez, Lord. Praying, Lord, that you would continue to watch over her, ministering through the doctors and nurses and those at the hospital. And Lord, that you would bring healing to her body, Lord, so she can be allowed the sport that she enjoys so much. Father, as we play this contest, we just ask, Lord, that you would help us fulfill the command, and that everything we do all to your glory. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Invitation given today by Pastor Durwood Poole. So now you're set for the starting lineup.
Number 2, Junior Weisel. Number 3, Scott. Number 4, Ashley Garland. Number 5, Caitlin Rodriguez. Number 6, Jamie Harrison. Number 7, Olivia Weatherington. Number 9, Hannah Charles. Number 12, Callaway Mason. Number 14, Lauren Haynes. Number 16, Sarah Lawfer. Number 19, Haley Ann Weatherington. Number 1, Maddie Garrett. Number 23, Finley Tabb. Number 24, Marley. Head coach for the local school is Mike Brady, assisted by Helen Quinn. Now introducing the roster for the Cavaliers. Number 2, Easy Weatherington. Number 3, Madison Frosty. Number 4, Helen Chisholm. Number 5, Elena White. Number 7, Abby Pete. Number 8, Grayson Bennett. Number 14,
Cavs continuing their solitude as the starting lineups are called. All keeping a very stone cold face, very much a business experience here for the Lady Cavs. Coaching in her 6th season here, Hannah Hunter, assisted by Chad Carver, in her 5th as the assistant coach at Calvary. It's a very loud Tippett gym, as you can hear from home. A lot of fans excited to be down here in Savannah. Captain for the Cavs, the sophomore, number 21, Timmy Smeltzer. Finley leading the team in kills this year. Has led the team in terms of tempo, set the tone. Very aggressive in her swings. Also served very well this postseason. Didn't have her best match versus Atlanta International. Nonetheless, the Cavs came out with the victory. Captain for the Wolverines, number 13, the heavy-handed outside hitter for the Walker school. So we're set to start here. Serving first, number 1, the libero from Walker. The lefty spins over the short flirt. Passed by Madison Sprosky, set by Susie Fowler. The tip from Chisholm. The tip returned and dug by Susie Fowler. Out of rotation set, hit by Elena White. Dug at the net. Charity Carter with the dig. Played up. And that ball does get over. Dug by Elena White. Set to the outside. Helen Chisholm. Oh! That was terrible. Wow. Great goodness. What a start there. The line judge was not in position, not standing on the line, backing away from the net. The ball definitely hit the line. Helen Chisholm with the pass. Dug by Elena White, but picked up by Sprosky off the block. Elena goes to the back row, and Timmy Smeltzer makes her first error of the afternoon. So the Cavs starting in a 2-0 deficit. The libero is still serving for Walker. Again, the lefty serve float. Passed out of Sprosky, and she's out of system there. Passed over by Charity Carter. Tough pass to deal with. The outside hitter, number 13, for the Wolverines, sets it over. Elena White with no block. Don't know what happened to Walker there, but Elena White picks up her first kill with a no block, puts it down. So Helen Chisholm steps back to the service line, hopefully continuing what she had last game with 5 aces. So she comes in as a senior, serving down the line. Ball passed up into the rafters by number 19, the right side from the Wolverines. It hits the rafters, and Walker does not make a play off it. This gym here in Savannah does have a low ceiling at about 25 feet. So tip over the net by the middle. Great spot by number 9 there, finding the well just over the block of Charity Carter. Number 12 for Walker will step back to serve. The righty spanks a hard float. Out of system pass there, but Charity Carter gets a good look at it. Elena White again on the attempted one-handed set by the setter. What looked like a 50-50 ball. Elena spanks off hands and finds the middle of the court. So now the game tied 3-3. And Madison Sprosky, the senior, serves. Serves down the line at the hard-handed right side. And she unable to handle that pass, giving Madison Sprosky an ace on her first serve. For Sprosky again. Passing the seam there. As the libero tried to step to the right to help cover up the outside. He just missed the previous pass. Sprosky finds that hole. And the two Walker passers unable to handle that one. So she serves again. Ooh, that was horrible. She's missed. This line judge has now missed 2 in a row. And I'm telling you, I mean, both of those balls clearly hit the line. I don't know what to say there. Tough break there for the Cavs. As Helen Chisholm unable to handle that float serve. from number 13. The Wolverines now take the lead. The three set there as Basha Fairgreen hits the tape, and that ball goes in. So the Cavs on top here, 6-5. I misspoke saying that the Cavs had the lead. The Cavs do have the lead now, 6-5. Elena White, the sophomore, back to serve. Pass by the outside, set to the other outside. Elena White scoops it up with one hand, but unable to pass to her teammates. So Walker evens up the match, 6 apiece. Substitution here, first of the match for the Wolverines. As number 2 coming in to serve for Walker. Sprosky to libero, great pass, set off the block, and that one's in. The line judge making the correct call that time. Great pass there, Madison Sprosky, setting up the offense there for the Cavs. Set there from Caitlin Baker going to Basha Fairgreen on the quick 3. Both blockers were up, but she was able to swing through it. So Tinley Smeltzer, the sophomore, back to the service line. She serves down the line to the right side for Walker, and they set the back row. Doug. Great swing there by the back row from number 13 for the Wolverines. Right after libero, who's hit it into the net. Number 19 serving deep. Great float serve there. Set to the right side from Basha. That's a double. Come on, Lester, not calling that one. Set back to Tinley. And she unable to convert that back row set. The Wolverines take the lead back here, 8-7. 19 serving right at the middle. Lena White handles that one beautifully. Set back. And a great, powerful swing there by Basha Fairgreen. Senior puts that one down with some authority. Good set there by Caitlin Baker from the front row. Basha serves to the libero. Great pass. Sets to the back row. Hitting it right at the back row playing middle. Basha Fairgreen, who does not play defense very often. Great shot there by the outside from Walker. So number 4 checking in for the Wolverines to serve here. Elena White's pass is good. Miscommunication there. Charity's running behind, but ball set in front. Charity gets her hands up and blocks that one. Sets to the right side, nobody there. Set over to Ellen Chisholm, who goes into the block. Sprosky there, off the rafters played. Set back to the middle. Dug by Madison Sprosky. Set to Charity. Oh, he puts one down. Charity, the senior, played one of her better matches against Atlanta International last weekend. Continues to do so. On that swing there. Great shot. The lefty setter from Calvary, Caitlin Baker, set. Serves. It is handled well. Hit down the line by the outside off Baker. And she will come out. Cece Fowler, the back row setter for the Cavs. They run a very untraditional 5-2. 2 setters setting from the same position. So Cece Fowler checks in. They serve right at her. Helen Chisholm does her best with that. Dumped by the setter, handled by Tinley. Set back to Elena White with another no block. Go through. Line judge making the correct call there. Just finding the back line, which she's done twice so far. Sprosky digs that tip over. Back to Charity Carter, and she finds the corner again. Charity with 2 threes and 2 kills. Not known for her offensive firepower. Very welcome addition to this game. Now as the Cavs take the lead, 11-10. Helen Chisholm back to serve. tough down the line, handled by the libero as she called off her outside there. Sprosky picks up that swing and a roll shot. And a wonderful spot there by Tinley Smeltzer. An even better dig by the libero for Walker. Back to Tinley. She tips over, set back over. Sprosky digs it, sets back. That was a back row set to Elena White, who sailed that one just past the end line. So we have an 11-11 tie now as we're in for a dogfight here. A wonderful serve there by the setter. Tinley swings through the hole in the block. And it's going to be rolled over by number 13 for the Wolverines. And Elena swinging well off of a couple photographers and above the bench. But she picks up her kill off the attempted dig by number 13. So Madison Sprosky back to serve here for the Cavs as they have a 1-point lead. Dug well, set back to the outside, off the block. Touched by Madison Sprosky, but unable to pick up the points there as we now have should be a tied game. Scoreboard is incorrect. Should be 13-13. Pass there. Elena again with no block down the line, unable to hit it down line. Set over the head of the middle, but she's able to push it to that back corner where the libero, Cece Fowler, was trying to take off early from. And Walker picks up another point. Now number 13 back to serve for the Walker School. Wolverines tied now, and she sails one well long to give the Cavs the lead back, 13-14 Cavaliers. Substitution as Caitlin Baker steps back in to set for the Cavs. Elena White back to the service line is another sophomore who's got a bright future with the Cavs. Serve down the line, handled very well by the libero. Back row attack, dug by Madison Sprosky. Tinley hits one off hands. Set to the lefty outside. He's blocked back into the court. Great play there by Walker to keep that one alive. Tip over by Basha Perigine. Tinley Smeltzer trying to tip one back in, and it stays in play. Tipped over. Very, very scrappy play by the Wolverines to keep balls alive, as they're not going to let many fall. Showing some very strong defensive prowess for the Wolverines. Substitution as the game is tied 14-all. Number 2 for Walker coming back to serve. She serves. Frosty steps in front of Helen. No block that for Basha Perigine. She hammers that one to the hardwood floor. The Cavs back on top, 15-14. Tinley Smeltzer back to serve for the Cavs. Official timeout. On YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
She checks Facebook. We're streaming live on YouTube. So check the Calvary Facebook page.
Yeah, she did. She did.
We put the link on Facebook. Tinley Smeltzer back to serve. Tipped over the top, dug by Elena White. Set over from Baker, but the libero for the Wolverines there to handle it. Hard swinging right hand, dug and set back to Helen. And she sails one long on the tight set. So we have a tied game, 15-all. Right side serving. Dug well by Tinley. Helen Chisholm hitting right into the block. As a double block up. Great defensive play there by the Wolverines as they take the lead back 16-15. Off the rafters. Basha off the block and scores for the Cavs. Great swing by Basha Perigine, finding hands on the middle, number 24, to pick up the point for the Cavs. Basha to serve here, serving down the line, handled well. Back row set, coming, tip over. Dug by Baker. And then Helen Chisholm finding a hole in the block. Not swinging very hard, but very, very well selected spot on the court as there was no defender behind that double block. So Basha serving again, giving the Cavaliers the 17-16 lead. Back row set to the lefty. Caitlin Baker sets back row to Basha Perigine, who hits one right at the unsuspecting libero. I don't think she was thinking that was coming hard as the Cavaliers take a 16-18 lead and a timeout called by the Wolverines. Student section packed over there for the Cavaliers. They're starting to show some life. So Walker calls their first time out of the match. You are given 2 in Georgia High School. So as we come back to this set here, Cavs do have the lead, 18-16. Basha Perigine still serving, the senior for the Cavs. Set over. That's a net violation on number 12 from Walker as the Cavs pick up the point there. The setter trying to get her hands up and over, trying to block Helen Chisholm's push. And she contacted the net there, which is a violation. Tip over. Very well dug by Elena White. Free ball over for the Cavs. The setter finds a great spot. Little backhand flip. And she picks up the point for the Wolverines as they break Basha's serve after rattling off 4. The Cavs now with a 2-point lead, 19-17. As number 4 checks in for the Wolverines to serve. Handled by the hands of Elena White. Great spot. Pushed deep corner by Charity. Dug by Madison Sprosty. And Ellen swings down line just over the hands of the setter, finding that deep corner and a great shot. Substitution coming here for Walker. She pulls her middle out there, who was not there blocking. The substitution bringing in a new middle on her first point of the match, number 16. Caitlin Baker serving long. Aggressive serve, just about a 1.5 foot out, giving the Wolverine the point. And the libero for the Wolverine will serve. Tough left-handed float there, handled well by Sprosky. Lester Heyman not going to call many doubles. I think Walker is going to find that out quick. Charity Carter with the over attempt. Setter trying to take that ball over. Just missed the ball completely. Cavalier faithful getting rowdy here. Good serve there by Helen Chisholm. Pass well by number 19. Helen to give the dig. Susu with the set. Continually smokes her. The right side was not expecting that ball to come back outside. And Walker forced to call their second timeout. The Cavs now with a 4-point lead. (22-18). That's Walker's second and final timeout of the match. Coach getting very animated as Lester Heyman, the up ref for tonight's match, not calling that double. She also wanted an over on the last swing, but not getting it. So Cavs break the huddle with a 4-point lead. 22-18. So Helen Chisholm back at the service line still. The senior righty. Served down the line last time. Let's see what she does this time. Attacks the right side again. Number 19, great set there. But Elena White putting up a strong block for the Cavs as she turns that back inside. Number 13 for the Wolverines denied. So 23-18, Cavs with a 5-point lead now. Helen serving down the line again, bouncing off the rafters. Walker not knowing to pursue that ball. Once it gets up there, it's going to bounce around as we have set point here. Served a little long. About a foot long there for Helen Chisholm's serve. Very tough serving setter here. Floats one really high and long. Elena White swinging off the block. And in. So the Cavs take the first set, 25-19. Good start there for the Cavs. We got a 3-minute intermission here as I check on my children.
Listen, at this stage of the game, if we haven't gotten used to the basketball with this group of left, we never will.
That first group, that one was,
They all make it. And, you know, I'm surprised over the years that Pat told us more when we go to play in Atlanta because those refs are so much better.
well, yeah, sometimes. When they get the score right. Right when they get the score right.
I will say this, though. Defense is equally as bad. They make equally bad calls on both teams. So it kind of, at the end of the day, it's like you're equally as bad or you're equally as good, so it's all wash.
At least it works out easy.
Our biggest choice, in my opinion, is having Lester up on top.
Looks like the Cavs are going to start back in their same rotation. Helen Chisholm going to serve first. Looks like the Wolverines are starting one rotation back. So they have their setter in the one position. Interesting choice there for the Wolverines as their best hitter, number 13, is looking like she's going to rotate out of the front row after this first point that they win. So the coach for the Wolverines trying to do something different here. Hannah Hunter decides to do the same thing, and Helen Chisholm misses her first serve. And the Wolverines take the early lead. Substitution early here for Walker. As number 20, the lefty, who's going to play right side or outside for the Wolverines. Only set a couple times that last match. Great pass there by Sprosty. Set to Tinley Smeltzer, and she just missed one. Keep swinging, 21. Keep swinging. The tape helping the Wolverines there as they start this match just like they started the last one with a 3-0 lead. She misses on that tape attempt. So the Cavs now in this ball game with a 3-1 deficit to overcome. Madison Sprosky back to the service line. Serves down line right at the hard swinging outside. The lefty tips one over the top, but dug well. Short set, but a great spot by Basha Perigine pushing that ball deep. Nelson joining me here in the broadcast booth, and she was crying. Little Gatorade. Sprosky serves right at the libero. Great pass. There's a double that is not going to be called by Lester. I don't think Lester knows how to blow his whistle on that double there. That ball clearly rotating multiple times, but Heyman not one to call doubles. So the lead now is 4-2 for the Wolverine. Number 2 serving right at the middle, handled well by Helen Chisholm. Set to Elena White as she swings line. And Tinley Smeltzer just really frustrating herself by missing on some easy swings. That was an overpass. She just barely hit into the tape. Set her again, Susu. Great block there by Perigine and Elena White. As they try to set the middle on the one, she was up a little early and not able to score there. So Elena White now serving for the Cavs. Great float serve. That's a double too, Lester, if you want to blow that whistle anytime now. Free ball coming for the Wolverines. Basha sends it deep. Set to the middle again. That one was high again, but she was able to get just a couple fingertips to get past that block put up by the Cavs. And the Wolverines have a 6-4 lead. The right side, number 19, serves a tough float down the line. Basha Perigine swinging right into the block, but dug by herself. Set was over, her pass was over the net. Tinley Smeltzer getting one down the line, still hitting the tape there. That ball way outside. 60 and Tenna, and the Cavs pick up the point. It's a tough swing for a lefty as the ball comes all the way across the court, and she's trying to let that ball cross her body, unable to do so. The score's right. The fans here wanting the score change. Back row set. Tinley Smeltzer getting the free ball over into a tough spot on a miss hit. Hannah Hunter being a class act and correcting the score, even though that means her team will lose a point. Very classy move there. Set coming to Basha Perigine, who puts the 6 right back on the board. So we're back to a 6-6 tie. Tinley Smeltzer back to the service line. The sophomore. Great float serve just clearing the net and moving away from the libero. She unable to even touch that ball, and Smeltzer picks up the ace. Smeltzer product of Calvary graduate Michelle Myers, class of 89, second generation Cavalier, serving. Great pass there by the libero. She sets the middle. Great push there, but out. Very smart move by the setter, trying to find easy point. Pushing to a good spot, but misses by about 2 inches. So Tinley Smeltzer here, serving for her third time as the Cavs lead now 8-6. She misses the top of the tape, or she hit the top of the tape, just missing that serve. So now the Wolverines will serve with their best hitter coming to the front row, number 13. Number 4 back to the service line for the Wolverines. Passed well by White. Set to Perigine. She hammers another ball across court, right in front of number 19 for the Wolverines, who's unable to make the dig. So Basha Perigine, affectionately known on campus as Barb, serves. And that's an overpass. Charity Carter with the attempt, but unable to convert the kill. Great set to the outside by number 12. Great push. That's her heavy-handed number 13. Swings over the block to find the deep part of the court and pick up the point for the Wolverine. The Cavs still lead 9-8. The lefty libero to serve. Float right at Elena, who digs it up well. Set. And there's no outside block. The setter is leaving a huge line. And Helen able to hit a good 10 feet inside the block and still find a cross-court shot to pick up the point there and kill. Ooh, just touching the net there is the top of that serve. Dug by Sprosty. She pushes it out wide. And Helen picks up a good swing on it. Dug there by Sprosty. Back set to Elena White. Dug by the libero and tipped over. Picked up by Helen. Set over. Pancake was good. Set over coming. Back row set. And a tip. That's a double. He called one. Way to go, Lester. Lester, that was a... Oh, they're arguing here. She's saying it was a first contact, so she should have been allowed the double contact, which is in the rule book. While it was a double, he's being hounded for not calling doubles. Cavs maintain the point. The R2 here are going to give an explanation. They're saying because it was off the block, she should be allowed to get the double contact, but what they're saying is that it was a second contact because it was off the block. Officiating in Savannah has not been cream of the crop by any means. Great swing there from the back row number 4 as they're just antagonizing the official after that point's picked up. Lester's got to get better control of this match as that's a deep ball handled by Sprosty, tipped over by Elena White, but easily picked up. Set over, handled by Madison Sprosty, set back to Elena White, and she finds the center of the court off the hands of number 13. So Helen Chisholm now back to serve as the Cavs lead 12-9. Tough float serve at the right hand of the back row number 4. The setter just gives a free ball over, dug by Elena White. Tip. Swing there by, I thought it was going to be a tip, but Timmy Smeltzer took a swing at it, and a good one. She hit the top of the tape as she swung line that picked up the point. And the timeout called by the Wolverines. So the Cavs now have a 4-point lead, and the first timeout called by the Wolverine coach. Wolverines trying to get behind their team now. So Cavs a little 4-point lead here. Helen Chisholm now back to serve again. She's got a couple in a row she's working on. Officiating been kind of the low point of this match so far. Helen tips one over low and short. She digs the deep line shot. And Elena giving a free ball over to the Wolverines. Set back. And a huge block there by Tinley Smelter solo. Dug by Sprosky and set up by the middle there, Charity Carter. Great one-headed set there by number 12 for the Wolverine. And number 13, the outside for Walker, able to hammer one on a solo block by Elena White. She goes back to the service line, and the Wolverine are in their tough rotation here, trying to move without their best hitter. Susie Fowler sets one a little tight. Elena White able to put it over, and they set the back row ball. And number 13 still manages to score points from that back row position, as I'm worried her arm may fall off as often as they're setting her. They keep going back to the well there. Pass handled by Sprosky, a little off, only able to set Elena White. Free ball over by the libero, dug by Helen. Set outside to Smeltzer, and she finds the deep line, and a much-needed confidence boost for her. Cavs able to pick up the point there, now leading 14-11. Student section getting overpopulated as the football team just arrived. Madison Sprosky serving tough. Back row set again to number 13. She picks up another kill. She's really putting up some big numbers from that back row position, scoring from all over the place for the Wolverines. So number 2 back to serve. The student section cheers as the football team piles in. Cece Fowler puts one really tight on the net, able to force the dump, and the back row set. No surprise there. Ooh, collision. Make sure everybody's okay there. As Cece and Helen Chisholm collide, but both getting up okay. So the Wolverines close the gap as they lead, or they're down now only 1 point. Set to Basha as she tips and is blocked. Set off the rafters. A great cross-court shot by number 19. The right side not getting very many sets, but she's been making good points on the one she is set. So now the match tied, 14 off. Cavs need to get out of this rotation. Ball served at Timmy Smeltzer. She passes well. Back set, no block, and a great swing by Elena White. And she's got a couple of no block attempts. Elena makes well on those as we have a setter change. Susu sets the back set. No one expecting that back set to be tossed. And Elena gets the no block swing. Now Elena will serve, the sophomore, back to the line. Punches one at the libero. Set to the middle, over the top of the block. Caitlin Baker tracks it down, sets up Tinley. Setter picks it up, out of system pass, rotation tip over the block. Again, Baker saves it. Tinley Smeltzer throws one down the line, picked up by number 13 for the Wolverine. The lefty shoots right over, but it does hit the antenna, and they're able to call it. And the Cavs pick up the point. I wondered why Helen Chisholm stopped going for that ball. It's because it did blatantly hit the antenna, and the line judge making the correct call there. Great pass over. Basha trying to push it, unable to convert the point, but the Cavs back in system here. Finley shoots deep, sets the back row due to Wolverine, and Boxer picks up the big block. Finley trying for the quick point. Dug there by Chisholm, and Finley Smeltzer starting to get into a rhythm. Free pass set back to Basha, but a big block there by number 9 as the Wolverines pick up the solo block. And a huge point for them is the Cavs deficit. The Cavs only lead by 1 now. Number 19 back to the service line for Walker. She's been known to hit cross court as she has all day. Basha is set. That time hits right back into the block. And the block unable to push the hands over. So Basha gets a little revenge there and picks up the point for the Cavs. Timmy Smeltzer, the sophomore, back to serve for the Cavaliers. Right at the libero, who's been handling those well. That's a back row attack. Back row attack, Lester. It's a back row attack. 12's back row. 12 is back row. It's a back row attack. Gosh, he doesn't know the rules of this dadgum game, and yet he's our official tonight. So the setter there, the setter is back row. Setter is back row. Setter made the last contact above the net, which went over for the Cavs, which should be a back row attack. Thank you. Good call, Lester. They finally get it right. He blew his whistle early, so it should be a replay there, which actually was the right call. She actually was not back row. I even had that mistake. So replay the point. Timmy Smeltzer back to the service line. 17-15 Cavs. Tough serve. Back row set. Dug by Elena White. Set by Baker. And again, nobody up. The setter not blocking very well for the Wolverine, but the lefty outside able to convert a line shot and pick up the point, as now the lead for the Cavs is cut to 1. Number 4 for Walker back to the service line. Frosty digs it well. Set to Helen Chisholm, who swings off the block of the setter, number 12, and picks up the points as it goes out. So the Cavs now lead 16-18. Basha Perugine now serving. Tough serve there. Wolverine scrambling to pick up the point and unable to do so. So much like the last match, slow start for the Cavs. They start to pick up points late, and they lead 19-15. Basha serves again, right at the middle of the court. Setter running forward, set to the middle, to the outside who is creeping in for the 2. Set to the back row for Finley Smeltzer, and she is continuing to be frustrated with herself, unable to hit the ball over the net. Hey, keep swinging, 21. Keep swinging. Handled there by Elena White. And ball not set high enough for Helen to attempt that swing. And now the Wolverines have cut the lead down to a point now, as the Cavs lead 19-18. The lefty libero still serving for the Wolverine as she serves deep right at Elena White. And Helen Chisholm unable to convert on that swing. So now we have a tied match. The libero still serving as she hooks the tape, and it does not go her way that time. Cavs really needing that rotation as Baker now goes to the back row to serve. Elena White now coming to the front row, giving the Cavaliers 3 hitters. Great hard driving serve there from Caitlin Baker as she picks up the 8, and the Wolverines call their second and final timeout. So the Cavs up 21-19. Student section packed in there now. Looks like a switch of setter again. Cece Fowler enters the game for the back row. Helen swings down the line. Set way outside. And almost made it back over. But the Cavs pick up the point. And now Helen Chisholm goes back to serve. Chisholm, the senior, serves. Great pass there. Set to the outside. Great block put up. Susie makes a good attempt there, but unable to convert. And now the lead is 21-22 Cavaliers. So back to the back row goes the hard hitting, and Finley Smeltzer finds a hole in the block. Picks up the point for the Cavs. There seems to be some defensive confusion over on the Wolverine side as to who should be playing that middle part of the court. Frosty serving. Right at the lead, sets over. And Basha Peregrine takes the free set and picks up the 21-24 lead now as the set point comes. Great serve there by Frosty. The lefty is blocked by Basha. The back row set coming. Dug by Madison Frosty. Set to Finley, and she bounces one off the chest of the back row, but a good dig there. Played, free ball coming here from the Cavs. Deep shot, but played by the Wolverine. Tip off the block, Dug. Great play there by Susie to get a touch on that, but Walker wins the point. So now 22-24. Walker with the substitution. Number 2 in to serve for the Wolverines. Good rotation here for the Cavs as Basha is in the front row. Expect her to see this set, and she does. And the Cavaliers take the second set as we go to intermission. 25-22. Cavaliers with the lead going into the locker room. 2-0. So I'm going to we got a 10-minute intermission here. I'm going to take a break for those of you listening at home. I'll be back in about 10 minutes as I try to catch my breath here. Holy. I hope that official doesn't watch that live.
volleyball happening there.
That's some quality stuff there, isn't it, Jeff? She's trying to figure that out the second round. She's the one that had the mistake to do. How are you, man?
I had to charge my headphones.
Guess they'd be upset if I stood right for that tripod, wouldn't they?
Have changed the rotation. They're starting in what looks like 6. Helen Chisholm will be the first server, although she is presently rotated up to the front row. Susu Fowler starting in the back row for the Cavs as a setter. The Wolverines changing it completely, going back to their heavy-handed right side, who's going to start in the front row on the left side of the net, giving her 3 full rotations in the front. Smart decision there by the walking coach, in my opinion. So the lefty serving a difficult backspin serve, her first serve of the game, and she picks up a point. So, going down or staying up for me? So she serves a second ace in a row, and the Cavs continuing to start slow. Great pass there by Chisholm, a one-handed chicken wing. Elena White tips over the block and scores the point. As an early substitution here for the Wolverines, the server, after making the error on defense, coming to the bench. So 2-1 lead for Walker as Helen Chisholm serves. Set to the middle, off block. Elena White hits over the top, roll shot to the middle. Set to the right side, way outside, and she unable to put that ball back to the court. So 2-2 tie here to start this third set. We are playing best of 3 in this series here. Helen Chisholm with the short serve right at the outside. As a low set to the middle, she unable to hit that ball over. And the Cavs score again, now leading 3-2. So Helen Chisholm back to serve again. It's hard serve right at the libero. The second ball coming from the heavy-handed outside. Crosby handled it pretty well for the hard-driven ball. But there's a little cross-up there between Elena White and Susu Fowler. The two of them bumped into each other as Susu was trying to make a touch on that ball. So number 2 checks in for the Wolverines, and she will serve. Into the net goes the serve, and the Cavs pick up the point now, leading 4-3. Sprosky back to serve for the Cavs with the senior. Libero with the hard float just over the serve, the top of the net, played off the top of the rafters. Second attempt touched by Basha just over the net, handled well by the Wolverines. The set to Elena White, and she picks up another kill off the block. Sprosky continuing to serve here. The long float serve goes just past the service line, giving the point and service back to the Wolverines. The Cavs lead 5-4. Roll serve, first time we've seen that. Helen Chisholm spins over the off-the-ground attack. Set to the setter. She's attack is dug by Helen Chisholm. Tipped by Basha, handled and swinging, blocked by Basha. Good pick up there by Chisholm. Tipped over by Lena White. Dug by the libero. Great dig, but out off the hand of number 13 in one of her errors, although she's had very, very few. Elena White, the sophomore, back to serve. Here's number 5. She hits the float deep line, off the net, dug by the setter and over. Basha Perigine gets the set back. Dug up and set by Elena White. Hit over by Tinley Smeltzer. Nobody up to swing at that one. And it hits the rafter. And that's a point for the Cavs. The ball cannot be played off the rafter and going the other side of the net. So a point for the Cavs there. Now their lead is 7-4. As Elena White back to serve again. Dug by the libero. Great set to the middle. She does try to go off hands, but misses, and the ball sails long. Timeout called by the Wolverines as they fall into an early hole, 4-8. Good crowd on hand to watch this Final Four matchup. The winner will travel to McEachern High School to play the state championship game. Their opponent will be the winner. student body comes out onto the court to celebrate with the Cavs. They pick up another big win here in the Tippett Gym. Signing off from Savannah, Georgia. Go Cavs.